Okay, so today what we're going to be focusing on in our practice is increasing vitality in the body, as well as, a sense of being grounded and centered within the system. So these next movements are going to help us open up the front of our body, which is going to allow a sense of space and freedom and ease of movement within the system. So we're going to start off with our cat-cow pose. So coming onto the hands and the knees. If there is a need to support the knees with a pillow or a blanket, just keeping the knees supported as we work through. So we're going to start with the palms stretched wide on the mat, relaxing the toes, and just starting to shift the weights gently from side to side. So it's a sense of rocking the body gently from side to side, feeling the stability within the body and also noticing the body in space. So this spatial awareness of the system. Coming to a centered position, and we're going to start to work through our cat-cow sequence. So we're going to start to roll from the spine, bringing everything in the spine upwards as we tuck the chin to the chest and rolling forwards. As we drop the belly, we're going to lift the head upwards to look towards the ceiling. And then just again, creating this simple movement, rounding and arching the spine and curving the spine. As you work through these postures, try to work with the awareness of the breath. So as you inhale, belly and chest lifts. As you exhale, shoulders and spine rounds. Moving from the inhalation to the exhalation. Noticing how the spine moves. And then come back to a neutral position. So we're going to move from here into a little spinal twist. We're going to just walk the feet forwards as we cross our ankles. Take the legs and outstretch them long on the floor or the mats. And then just start to flex the feet as you push the heels towards the front of your mat. Keep the legs nice and long, lifting up through the spine. And then we're going to raise the arms all the way towards the ceiling. And then slowly start to tilt the chest forwards. Drawing the hands back towards the hips. We're going to lift the arms, maybe looking towards the hands. And following the hands forward as you bring them towards the feet. Sliding backwards. Trying to maintain that stability through the body. Let's just do that one more time. So again, we work with the inhale and the exhale. Come back to center. Let's bend the right knee. We're going to step the right foot to the outside of the left knee. And then from here, drawing the left hand slightly back and behind the spine, raise the right arm towards the ceiling, maybe looking towards that hand. And then just moving into an open twist. Bringing the right elbow across the right knee. And we're going to open the torso and rotate the spine. Try to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Feeling that opening through the torso. A couple of deep breaths here. So spinal twists are really great for balancing the brain, the hemispheres of the brain. And allows this balance between our mental cognition and our thinking processes. They also help to increase vitality in the spine. Let's slowly rotate back to center. Just give the right knee a little hug as you lift it in and up. Take hold of the foot, and we're just gently going to rock that leg from side to side. Try not to crouch or lean or arch with the spine. We want to lift up to find that length. And then we'll extend that right leg out long. Let's change sides, bending the left knee. Step the foot over to the outside of the right leg. Using the right hand to support the back body, We're going to lift the left arm up, finding that extension and coming into our open twist. And again, as we work here, what we want to try and aim to achieve is a strong foundation through our straight leg. Rather than leaning back on the right hand, we're going to lift the spine to come up and out of the hip sockets. Taking one more smooth inhalation and a long, smooth exhalation. Coming back to center, taking hold of the left knee, just gently rocking that knee from side to side as we hold the foot. And again, avoid collapsing or rounding the spine here, lengthen from the sit bones. Taking that left leg out long, we're going to come to a standing position. So in our standing position, feet nice and balanced towards the floor. We're going to step the right foot forward, left foot back behind us a little bit. Bending into our lunge to find warrior one position. So warrior one position, bring the arms forwards to try and find that length into the spine. And then when you find that length, the arms can lift up to raise overhead. Press into that back heel to find stability through that back leg. And then as we lunge into that front knee, try to keep the knee and ankle in one straight line. Work with grounding into the legs here. Find the length in the spine, take one more breath in. And then let's slowly release. We're going to straighten that front leg and just take the hands over the right thigh, bend the elbows and fold forwards. Try to relax the back of the neck, soften through the shoulder blades. Sweep the arms back upright, bring the hands onto the hips. We're going to turn the body around to the opposite side of the mat. So we're facing the left leg straight up. Again from here, finding that lunge, taking the knee and leg in one straight line, the lower leg, and pressing into the back heel. Reach the arms forward. So here we want to find the support through the spinal body. Then with that length, we raise the arms up to find the full extension. Ground into both legs here. Keep really strong through the legs. And then from there, as we take our last breath, begin to straighten the front leg. We're going to release the arms forward. Palms rest over the thigh, bend the elbows, and just relax the spine long. So you might feel your body waver a little bit as it's trying to find its balance. We keep anchoring through the legs. Keep your hips neutral, so we don't want to pop the hips out to the side. One more breath. And then slowly bring the hands to the hips, press into the legs. We come all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Let's make our way back down onto the floor, and we're going to complete a series of back bends here. As you lie down onto your belly, we're going to first find our Sphinx pose. So flatten the feet, place the elbows underneath the shoulders, spread the palms wide, and then push the legs into the floor as you draw the heart forward. Try to avoid cranking through the back of the neck, so we want to keep the chin slightly tucked into the chest. Just observing the natural inhalation and exhalation of the breath. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the back of the body. And then moving from our Sphinx pose to our seal pose, we're going to place the arms into the floor and then straighten the elbows if you can. If this is too strong, you can come back down to your Sphinx. Otherwise, just a couple more breaths here, feeling that fluid action of the spine. Keep the awareness of the breath. Good, slowly release. We're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Just take the elbows wide and rest the face to one side of the mat. Smooth breath. Moving into our Shalabhasana, our locust pose, so arms come to rest beside the hips. Either the toes touch together or they stay a little wider. Press the feet into the floor, lift the upper chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then if you feel to, you can raise the arms away from the mat. So ideally we're finding that length through the front body. Lift a little higher, and if you can, raise the legs as well. One more breath in. Long, slow breath out. Again, come back down, rest the face onto the hands. Notice the breath in the body, notice the breath in the spine. Taking a moment to rest the body after that position. We're going to gently roll onto our backs. And then just hug the knees in towards the chest. Giving the knees a little bit of a hug. Maybe a little bit of a rock and roll from side to side. And then placing the feet down onto the floor, hands rest beside the buttocks. Make sure your knees are no wider than your hips. And you're just going to tilt the tailbone, lift the pelvis off the floor, and come into the upper spine as the arms press down. Make sure that your head is not twisting to one side, that you are looking straight up. Notice your breath, so full belly breath in, full belly breath out. Last breath. Roll, 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 gently back down through the spine. Roll the knees off to one side, lift the torso back upright, and we're going to come back into our Dandasana pose, our seated pose, and moving into Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. So the arms lift, we keep that action switched on through the legs. Take a full breath in. Exhale through the breath, we come forwards, folding over the legs. Relax your shoulders. Taking that fold as comfortably as you can. So if you need to bend your knees to access more support for the lower back, that may help. Otherwise, avoid trying to pull your body with the shoulders. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Couple of breaths here. As you breathe, relax the belly. So we don't want to keep the breath only in the upper chest. Soften tension in your jaw and your face muscles. Last breath. Coming up very, very slowly, and we release. Beautiful. So we're going to work with our attention to our sensory awareness. So cross the ankles, take the knees into a comfortable seated position, and then just close the eyes from here. With the eyes closed, just notice how your body is feeling. Notice any sounds in your environment. Any sensations in the body. Is there a certain smell or taste? As you explore and experiment with the concept of observing the body in space and time. Feel as if the body is lengthening itself in this seated pose. That there is a sense of growing and expanding, gaining more energy and vitality as you breathe. The breath will naturally take you into deeper states of awareness and consciousness. Taking one more slow, steady inhale and exhale. And then just releasing from that posture. We're going to work with butterfly pose. So we'll bring the feet together with the knees gently bending out to the sides. It doesn't matter if your knees are up high or down low, wherever is more comfortable for you. And then we're going to wrap the hands around the toes or the ankles. We're going to lift the spine upwards, and as you exhale, fold forwards over the feet and the legs. Again, we want to avoid pulling the body into this position. Try to allow space within the lower body and notice where you are feeling that space. There may also be feelings of tension or tightness. Last breath. Slowly releasing from the posture. Just bring the knees, hug them in towards you, wrap the arms around the elbows or the wrists. We're going to lift the spine and then just round the spine as we bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, we lift up, and exhale, we round. Couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last breath. Come back up. Just release the legs. Come back into a seated position. And we're just going to stretch into one side. As we lean into the side body, bend the elbow that's overhead. Cross the elbow to the opposite knee. And come back up to extend. Cross over. Working with the breath now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cross. Come back upright, changing sides. Opposite arm lifts up and overhead. Feel that length through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. One more round, breathing in. Exhale, rotate. Come back. Take the arms wide, flip the palms, fingertips to shoulders, rolling the arms, feeling the arms move in space. Feel the space around the body. Let's change that direction. Reach the elbows wide, open the heart center. Keep the breath smooth. And slowly release. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come into a mudra or a gesture with the hands. So the mudra or gesture we're going to work with is Jnana Mudra. Thumb and index fingers touch. Fingertips extend out to the sides, and we're just going to place the hands over the knees. And closing the eyes, we're going to work with our yogic breath. So yogic breath is breathing into the lower abdominals, expanding the belly with the breath. And as we exhale, belly starts to release back into the spine. So the breath is initiated through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. And it moves along this passage from nostrils, throat, ribs to belly. As we exhale, belly, ribs, throat to nostrils. So we're going to work a few rounds of yogic breath. Closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders, taking an inhale through the nose, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, nose. Inhale, nose, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, nose. Just continue in your own time, following the breath along this passage. If the mind gets distracted, come back to this practice of breath awareness. Finish your final round. And release the pranayama practice, release the hands. So you're free to come down into Shavasana or rest on your back with the arms out wide, the legs out wide, and rest for as long as you need to following this practice. Come out whenever you feel ready. Namaste.